YouTube, what's going on? It's Coach Meite here for leanmusclemethod.com. If it's your first time on this channel, welcome to my channel. And if it's not your first time, welcome back. This is actually week number 2 of my 8-week end of summer challenge. So if you haven't seen week number 1, make sure you go and watch that. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. Make sure you watch that first before you watch this video. Okay, so guys, this is week number 2. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're ready for my next challenge. Let's get started. Now this week, I really want to help you prioritize your time so that you don't spend all your energy and effort on things that don't actually matter. So for example, people always ask me, oh, what's more important? Is it training? Is it supplements? Is it nutrition? You know, abs are made in the kitchen and so on and so forth. Like, okay, let me just set it straight. Nutrition is going to be what we're going to focus on for the rest of these 8 weeks. Training and movement is also going to be very useful, but we're going to focus our energy on nutrition and more specifically energy balance. So what the hell am I talking about when I talk about energy balance? Literally, I'm talking about the amount of calories that you consume, so the amount of energy you consume versus the amount of calories or energy that comes out. Okay, so not necessarily come out of, you know, the other side, but just that you burn and that you use up in general. So based on that, we know for a fact, okay, the biggest driver, the biggest thing that you can use to change that balance is going to be how much food you consume. Okay, so that's your calorie intake. And then we can also try and change the other side of the balance, which is your expenditure, by getting you to move more. So these are kind of like the two main things that we're going to focus on, especially this week. Okay, so the first thing, we need to figure out how many calories you need per day to kind of maintain your weight. And then based on that, we're going to create a deficit by reducing that number. So let's say, for example, that you knew for a fact you need 2,500 calories to maintain your weight. So if you eat this much every single day, your weight does not change. Cool. Now to create a deficit, all you need to do is eat a little bit less. So you're going to need to reduce that number, say by 3, 4, maybe 500 calories. So now you're consuming 2,000 calories every single day. And the assumption is that after a week, you'll be able to lose about half a kilo if you're able to maintain that calorie deficit and that nothing else changes. Obviously, other things do happen. It's not quite that simple, but just to simplify everything, let's just say that if you're able to eat 500 calories less every single day for a week, you'll be able to lose about half a kilo. So based on that assumption, what I'd like you to do, I don't even want you to worry about how the hell am I going to make these calculations and this is too complicated. I made it super simple. Here's what you're going to do. Okay, this is task number 1. I want you to increase your expenditure. We're going to focus on you moving more. And how we're going to do that? I want you to take 10,000 steps at least every single day. Okay, 10K a day is going to be your first task. And how the hell are you going to track that? If you have a Fitbit, it's super easy. I'm pretty sure Fitbits do that. I don't have one myself, but I think that they do track your steps. If you don't have one, like my phone tracks mine. I've got one of those Samsung Galaxy phones, and literally with every steps it will track how many steps I've taken. And if you have an iPhone, I'm sure that there are lots of apps that do that as well. I'm gonna research them. I'm gonna drop them in the link in the description below so you can have a look. But just download an app or use a Fitbit or some kind of tracking device to track your steps daily. And if you are falling short of that, if you've got a desk job and you're driving most of the time and things like that, here's what you're gonna do. If you're driving, I'm gonna suggest that you park your car a little bit further away than usual. Now, if you've got like a driveway and things like that, that might be a bit challenging. You might need to just take a walk after work every single day, or take a walk at lunchtime. So instead of sitting at your desk and having your lunch at your desk, you're gonna go out and you're gonna walk on purpose. You're gonna take a walk. If you take the bus, I want you to get off the bus 3 or 4 bus stops early and walk for the rest of the journey. It's just like, that's what I want you to do to increase how much you move, how many calories you burn every single day. So that's the first task. Okay, so for your second task this week, okay, this is task number 2. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna figure out how to create a calorie deficit. So we're going to focus on how much food you eat in a single day. So what you're going to do, there's so many ways that you can do this, right? But I want to make this as easy, as simple as possible. You're going to go to this website. It's called eatthismuch.com. Literally eatthismuch.com. And what this website is going to do for you is going to generate a number that's going to tell you how many calories you need in a single day to be in a calorie deficit. So on the website, there's going to be in the center of the page, it's going to ask you how many calories do you want to consume in a day. And you're going to say, I don't know, because that's the whole point. You don't know, right? And then it's going to ask you for all kinds of information like your age, your weight, your gender, what's your goal, things like that. And once you've input all this information, it's going to churn out, it's going to give you a number, and that number is going to be your little magic number. That's going to be your personal calorie deficit. Now, I just want to say that this number is more of a guideline. It's not going to be perfect. It's more of an approximate. Some people might need a bit more. You might need a bit more calories to kind of lose weight. Some people might need a little bit less. But this is it's a nice place to start if you don't know what your number is. So once you've done that, you're going to use this number, and again on the same website, eatthismuch.com, you're going to ask the website to generate a little nutrition guide or nutrition plan, so you've got an idea of how much food you need to consume. Okay, so now we need to associate this number with actual food. So then once it churns out a plan, then you can have a look, and this is literally to enhance your awareness of how much food you need to consume, because maybe right now you don't know. Okay, that's the whole point. That's why you're watching this video right now. You're trying to figure this thing out, and I think this website is a really great place to start. So once it gives you a plan, then you can literally have a look at the foods. You can pick and choose if you're vegetarian, if you're vegan, if you eat meat, if you're keto, whatever it is. You can literally pick and choose what kind of foods you want it to give you. Okay, so these are the two things that I want you to do today or for the week. Okay, so number one, you're gonna count your steps, 10K steps plus. If you already do 10K steps and you know this for a fact, I want you to add another 5,000 to that number. Okay, so you're gonna aim for 15K steps if you already do 10, and if you already do 15, so on. Whatever number it is that you're doing, just add 5K to that. And then for nutrition, you're going to need to figure out how much food, how many calories do I need to consume in a single day to be in a deficit, and then you're going to try and hit that number. Okay, so that's what we've got for the week. These are my 2 tasks. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, as always, drop it in the comments below. If you like my video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so, don't forget to consider subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you next week.